A first reaction and analysis of Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. Soundgarden was an American rock band formed in Seattle, Washington in 1984 and came to prominence in the 90s. Now, this is another band from Seattle, Washington to have garnered great success and created great music with a huge fan base that has come out of this area of America. I mean, it's actually incredible to think about the amount of bands who popped off in the 90s that were from Seattle. Something was in the water at that time. Whatever it was, whether it was the weather, the people there, the culture around it, the music scene was just brimming with all these brilliant bands, and they all seem to have this sort of underpinning of sorrow or sadness or loneliness that seem to sort of speak for their generation. Lastly, if you do have a sec and end up liking the video, hit the like button, perhaps share it with a friend. Also, if you're into daily music content and analysis, subscribe to the channel and join in on the fun. We're heading towards 10,000 subscribers pretty damn soon. Okay, this is the reaction to Soundgarden Black Hole Sun. I've got the lyrics up for myself, and I've also got my Twitch chat here with me. So let's get this started. Whoa.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows, hides the face, lies the snake, in the sun, in my disgrace, boiling heat, summer stench, neath the black, the sky looks dead, call my name through the cream, and I'll hear you scream again.
Wow.
Black hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come, won't you come.
Okay, man, interesting. As I've been saying with a lot of these 90s rock bands, there's a distinct thing that's changed between the 70s music that I heard, the late 60s music I heard, and this 90s stuff. There's a underpinning of sort of outsider's perspective, almost, I'd say, a kind of melancholy that exists in all of the music throughout it. I mean, I know a lot of these guys were influenced somewhat by the grunge movement. Perhaps, I'm guessing Soundgarden was a part of this movement. It sounds certainly like it's a take on grunge, at least. But once again, we're in a sort of a bleak atmosphere being created by not only the lyrics, but also the music being played. A fantastic guitar line through the whole thing. It's got a very spacey feel, as Brez is saying. I think that's called a tremolo guitar when it sort of starts vibrating and making those crazy noises. I'm not too sure. Is a pedals being used? Something's making that very crazy vibration sound, but it's really, really cool. Cool atmosphere, man.
Stood a ring, cold and damp, steal the warm wind, tired friend. Times are gone for honest men, sometimes far too long for snakes. In my shoes,
Ooh, great line.
walking sleep, in my youth I pray to keep heaven send hell away. No one sings like you anymore.
Great voice,
Black
man.
hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come. Black hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come.
so interesting that he's kind of in search of, he's saying a black hole sun, which is a savior. But it's an interesting take because, I mean, if you know anything about a black hole, right, once you enter it, there's sort of no turning back. It's generally where you get sucked into, there's all types of different sort of takes on it, but certainly a different dimension. So this is someone in search of something to come and save him, which is going off the idea of being an outcast, alienation, as Ziggy's saying. Very cool, man. He's got some great lyrics, or one-liners, I should say, sprinkled in throughout of this thing. He had a great line here where he says, times are gone for honest men, and sometimes far too long for snakes. Wow, that's a super, super cool line, man. I really love what he said there. This idea of times are gone for honest men. I mean, if these lyrics are some kind of reaction to his internal feelings, I mean, you've got to think this dude grew up in a harsh way that's making him sort of come up with these sort of bleak lyrics. Interesting. Again, the thread through the 90s seems to be the same. Something about this generation, man. You guys needed a cathartic release of like melancholy, essentially. What's up, Lewis? Good to have you, man. There goes the guitar again.
Hang my head, drown my fear, till you all just disappear. Black hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come. Black hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain. Black hole sun.
What's up, Mandala? It's quite interesting to see the sort of impact I'd say Nirvana had on music around the time, because what you have going on is a very similar structure to a lot of tracks, which is this loud quiet dynamic. Now, I'm not saying that Nirvana was the first one to do it, but the success certainly would have had an impact on the rest of the industry, particularly guys who are making alienated, bleak music the way Soundgarden seem to make. You have a similar structure, a verse which is a little bit sort of poetic or ambiguous, where the tension is building and building, and then you have this brilliant knockout chorus which releases all the tension. So you got these down moments and up moments throughout the whole thing constantly. I really love that style. Let's keep this thing going. I'll back it up a little bit.
Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come. Won't you come. Won't you come. Won't you
Cool start to the stream. Cool start to the stream. I can totally see how this would be a giant hit on the radio. I mean, it's got that great chorus in it. The musicality of the song, it seems to be sort of a great track to ride at night to, in my opinion. Yeah, great vocals again. A lot of people saying R.I.P. Chris Cornell. I mean, he's definitely got a great voice. I mean, those notes that he's hitting are very, very how could you say, like, melancholic, I would say. Yeah, and some great lyrics sprinkled throughout, man. Good song, good song. I'd say out of all the tracks I've heard so far, though, in terms of 90s week, this one is much more middle of the road. I mean, Creep, Stone Temple Pilots are much more higher up, but yeah, cool track, man. Good way to start off.